Martin, 6 years old, was alone in his grandfather's house, reading a picture book, when the front doorbell sounded. He went to answer it, opening the door to reveal a bright, sun-flooded porch. It was high noon, but Martin felt as if it were dusk. A small, lean, ruddy-faced man like a driver from a delivery truck stood outside. "Is your grandfather at home, son?" the man asked. "I have a package for him." Martin shook his head. "He's out." The man looked at Martin with one eye half closed. "Well, this is odd. I was told he'd be home all day." He stepped closer to the porch. The package held out. "You don't look well, son. Are you all right?" "I'm fine," Martin said, his eyes fixed on the package. "Well then," the man said, holding the package out. "I suppose I'll leave this with you, since you're the only one here." Martin hesitated. The man was a stranger, and Martin knew he shouldn't talk to strangers. But he couldn't help himself. He was curious about the package. "What is it?" Martin asked. The man laughed, a sharp, unpleasant sound. "Just a present for your grandfather, from a friend of his. You tell him that, and you tell him I was here." With that, the man turned and walked briskly down the porch steps, whistling to himself. Martin watched him go, feeling a pang of fear and unease. He carried the package inside and set it on the kitchen table. He thought about opening it, but knew he shouldn't. He would wait until his grandfather came home. But as the day wore on, Martin couldn't resist the urge. He went back to the kitchen, tore open the package, and found a small gilded box inside. He opened the box, and inside it he found a note. It read, "Dear friend, I am sending you a present of my best emissary. She is all I have left. I trust you will find her useful." Martin didn't know what an emissary was, but he was curious. He lifted out a small furry creature from the box. It was the size of a large rabbit, with a flat, snub-nosed face and thick gray fur. Martin smiled, and the creature looked up at him, its brown eyes shining. "Hello there," Martin said. The creature barked, a sharp, high-pitched sound that made Martin jump. Over the next few weeks, Martin grew to love the emissary. He named her Muffin and played with her every day. He would sit with her in the garden, feeding her bits of bread and cheese. He would tell her his secrets, and she would listen, her eyes fixed on his.
But as the weeks went by, Martin began to notice something strange. Muffin never seemed to age. She was always the same size, the same color, the same shape. Martin began to wonder what an emissary was and why his grandfather's friend had given him one. One day, Martin asked his grandfather, "What's an emissary, Grandpa?" His grandfather's face darkened. "It's nothing," he said. "Just a silly toy. Give it back to me and I'll throw it away." Martin hesitated, clutching Muffin to his chest. He felt a sudden fierce protectiveness toward the creature. "No," he said. "She's mine. You can't have her."